Welcome to 𝗩𝗲𝗋◄◄plants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. If you'd like to support my show and get help growing your houseplants, check out my Patreon below. Today we have a plant care video for Dieffenbachia, also known as dumb cane. When this plant is happy, it can be a gorgeous member of your indoor garden. Dieffenbachia gets its nickname dumb cane because of the sap in its leaves that contains oxalic crystals that are like fiberglass. That sap will scratch and burn the mouth and throat and may even temporarily swell up the throat and paralyze the vocal cords, hence the term dumb, referring to being unable to speak. So it is not a good plant to have within reach of small children or animals. It is one of the more toxic houseplants, but if you keep that in mind, it's a good addition to your indoor garden. Dieffenbachia is native to tropical South America and the West Indies. In its native habitat, the plant can grow to 10 feet tall outdoors. Indoors, the plant can reach several feet high as well, especially when it's happy. I've had Dieffenbachias reach 4 to 5 feet tall in my indoor garden. As the plant matures, the stem will thicken and it may drop its lower leaves and come to look like a small tree. Mature Dieffenbachia's plants may also flower with a greenish-white peace lily-like bloom. The plant has stunning, oblong, pointy leaves that come in a wide variety of colorations and patterns depending on the variety, as you can see. All of these are a bit different, or quite a bit different, and they're all very striking. Keep the following tips in mind, and you can keep your plant healthy and happy. I do have a revival series for Dieffenbachia as well, which I'll link below, that shows you how to revive a Dieffenbachia that is doing badly, if that happens to be the case with your Dieffenbachia. Lighting. For best growth and to maintain rich coloring in the leaves, give Dieffenbachia medium to medium bright light. Good areas of the home to find such light are in front of an unobstructed eastern window or 2 to 3 feet away from an unobstructed southern window. The plant can grow in lower light, but the plant will grow more slowly and the leaves may be smaller and the leaf coloring not as bright and vibrant. If you see that your plant isn't growing much or is growing small leaves, and it used to be growing bigger leaves, move the plant to a brighter area or provide it with full spectrum lighting, which Dieffenbachias do very well with. Avoid bright, direct light as the leaves are sensitive to sunburn. Additionally, Dieffenbachias are notorious for just growing on one side, so rotate the plant on a regular basis to encourage even growth all the way around. Watering. Be careful to not overwater Dieffenbachia because the plant is susceptible to root rot. Overwatering will also cause fungal leaf spot diseases on the leaves. Keep the soil slightly moist but not soggy. Water when the top 1 to 2 inches of soil has dried out, depending on the size of the plant. The deeper the pot, the bigger the pot, the bigger the plant, the deeper you want to go down to check for watering readiness. If you use a moisture meter, water when it reads 4 on the moisture meter, starting to move towards the 3. After inserting the probe 1/3 of the way into the pot. If you are in doubt about watering, it's best to wait to water. The plant will show you when it's thirsty. The leaves will begin to droop slightly, which is known as flagging. Check out more about flagging in the video I've linked below. If the soil is wet and continue to stay wet and the leaves are drooping, that is a sign of root rot. I have a series on dealing with root rot, which I'll link below as well. If your plant gets brown leaf tips, this can be from underwatering or low humidity. However, if neither of those are a problem, so you know you're not underwatering and you know the humidity is good, it could be that your tap water is high in fluoride or other minerals. In that case, water with reverse osmosis, filtered or rainwater, and the brown leaf tips will subside. Fertilizing. Fertilize Dieffenbachia monthly, early spring through late summer with an organic fertilizer. Chemical fertilizers are way too harsh for this plant and many houseplants, and I generally don't recommend them. I will put a link below for some good organic fertilizers. Don't fertilize in the fall and winter months when the plant slows down growth. humidity, which I mentioned just a bit ago. Given Dieffenbachia's tropical origins, it requires fairly high humidity to remain healthy and vibrant. The ideal range is 50% to 65%. Check with a hygrometer to see what the humidity level is in your home. If it is lower than that 50 to 65% range, do what you can to raise the humidity level. This can be done with a variety of methods, and I do have a playlist on ways to increase the humidity in your home. Some ways are pebble trays, misting, using your humidifier, and one of my favorites, grouping plants. Plants will humidify each other. So the more Dieffenbachias and other type of houseplants you have, the higher the humidity level will be in your home. Temperature. Also, given their natural habitat, Dieffenbachias like conditions on the warm side. Their ideal temperature range is in the 70s, and that's degrees Fahrenheit, but they will do well between 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit overall. Keep the plants away from drafts, especially cold drafts, as the plant will often suffer in such conditions. Repotting. Dieffenbachia should be repotted when the plant has surpassed my rule of thumb of 2/3 plant on top to 1/3 pot below. Repot spring through midsummer. Use a high-quality organic potting soil that is rich yet well-draining, and I will put a link below for the potting soil that I like for this plant and many of my house plants. I also have a video on creating your own potting soil, which I will also link. Pruning. Dieffenbachia requires very little pruning. Simply clip off old yellowing Dieffenbachia leaves at the base of the plant. Wear gloves when pruning, as the sap can irritate the skin. Pests and diseases. Root rot can occur if you overwater this plant, as mentioned. As for pests, Dieffenbachia are susceptible to mealybugs and scale. Treat both with isopropyl alcohol of 91 or 70% to destroy existing pests, existing adult pests, and use neem oil to kill off eggs. And also, neem oil will make any existing pests that it hits sterile, so they can't create any more eggs. Yellow leaves are another common problem with Dieffenbachia. Reasons for yellowing leaves include under or overwatering, too much or not enough light, too cold of temperatures, too low of humidity, nutritional deficiencies including not enough nitrogen, and pests. However, if you follow the growing tips already mentioned in this video, you shouldn't have too much trouble with yellowing leaves. Some yellowing of older leaves is, of course, normal. So there you go with some of really good tips there for keeping your Dieffenbachia healthy and happy in your indoor garden. Thank you for stopping by today. Please leave any comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please check the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released.